we're gonna
as young
do
David.
I think we're gonna make a list of all the matches you
Okay,
mentioned, and we're gonna put it in the
put it
podcast
on.
description.
Great,
So
great.
anybody who wants to look these up, including myself, we're gonna look them up. So please feel free, Mr. Regal, just to yell out these matches whenever you feel,
Right.
because we'll put them on the list and people watch them. And please continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So the Davey Boy Smith had gone over to Calgary, and he whenever he was back in England, and same with Dynamite. Whenever they came back to England, they'd do a few shows, and they'd always put them on TV because they were, now that it's the young English lads that have done well for themselves, but they were, you can see this. They've gone from being 16-year-olds to being 20 or a bit, you know,
Men.
a bit either side, and men and muscles and just incredible, right? So there's a great match of a young fit Finlay, and he's got a shaved like a crew cut hairstyle, and he's wrestling Davey Boy Smith. And there was a lot of wrestling was all kinds of things in Britain. There was a lot of just competitive matches, and they would have had orders to go out and not have what is traditionally an American kind of a style of a villain and a baby face. They would have just been told to go out and have a competitive wrestling match, and that would have been orders from the promoter, and it would be go out and have a really good competitive match.
Did the fans organically choose like someone
Yeah.
they liked, someone they
Yes.
disliked? Is that
Yes. And
but
and, ju-
but
and
the
just
promoters
the
didn't lean in? You didn't lean into that character-wise, you just did what
you
you
did
did?
at times, but then there
Or
was other times. You heard me say about the strength of the job. Sometimes they just, whether it be, there was a lot of credible heavyweights or credible any weight class wrestlers. The promoter, depending on who was on either side, because in their hour that they had on TV, they might say to even Fit Finlay was a natural villain, but they might have said to him, "You've just come over here to work for us. Just go out and have a credible wrestling match with Davy Boy to keep the strength of the job." And what they meant by that was just to show people that how good this is,
right.
but no shenanigans, no villainy, just a credible wrestling match, which there's a lot more of as time went on. That it doesn't, especially the more cruiserweight styles. It's more of there's not the in the last 20 years. There's not so much baby faces villains
Right.
if you outside of WWE or like when I was in NXT, there was you maybe on the side of being a villain, but the wrestling style is more
Front and center.
competitive.
Right.
It's not so much turning behind the referee's back and making
Right.
people boo you.
In this time, you've
Right.
got, Mark Rollerball Rocco, you've got a young Fit Finley, Marty Jones, you're
Yeah.
talking Dynamite, Davey
And
Boy
Davy
Smith.
Boy.
Is this the golden
And
age
then
of British wrestling?
no, there was never not a golden age of British wrestling. Until I came along. And then that was the
Then it
end
was
of that.
over.
Then
That
it
is
was over.
nailed it in, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I put a stop to that because I was terrible for this. So I ended that really quickly. Because I wasn't. That's the thing. The people of the usual youngsters that were around. Not all of them. There was plenty that fell by the wayside, but the ones that stayed about, and me being one of them, I was the worst of them, all of them. When I was a teenager, I just persevered, and then I ended up growing to being 6'3" and being the size that I am. And so I, I, I wanted to be more of a junior heavyweight, cruiserweight
But
style match, but
your body had different ideas.
different ideas.
It decided, "No, that's
So
not what you're gonna be, sir."
there was, like these fellas would just go and go and Fit Finlay. You watch this match anyway with Davy Boy and Fit Finlay, and it's just incredible. But there's no real villain in it. It's just a wow.